All right, what's going on, Conscious Growing Gardeners? YouTube. Uh, it's we are so we outside, right? Um, outside in the backyard, right, enjoying a beautiful day. Today gonna be 81 today, y'all, in Cleveland, right? It's a spring day, right? So we're gonna have 2 days of 81, and then you know, you know, the weather can be really tricky in Ohio. So what'll happen is we'll have this beautiful weather, and then it'll drop back down to the 40s and 50s, and then I saw next week one day on Wednesday it's gonna be like the high will be like 39. So that means the weather will be like 32, right? So this little still not a stable enough to bring out my warmer climate plants that I have in the house, in the greenhouse. You know what I'm saying? Growing in the green in the under the grow lights as we speak, right? So, but we do have our colder climate plants, right, that we placed out here in the cages out here, right? They doing wonderful right now. You can see they're starting to sprout up just a little bit, right? I got some last year kale right there. You see that right there? It's last year kale. Now that's the walk area, but as you can see, as how saturated and how muddy it is because of the it went from rain to hail to snow, right? And so it just completely just went all crazy. You can see how we've got some onions over there that we've been putting in the garden last year, onion overwintering. We put some new ones in this year. Actually had a tree over here in the corner that had grew. I was supposed to remove the stalk of peanuts early, and then it turned into a tree. So I had to remove it over there, and that center block was actually in there and bricks under there. So basically, okay, so I've been living here. We've had this home for about 5 years, right? And now we're ready to get more land so we can grow more, right? Have a bigger bigger outpouring for the Conscious Growing Garden channel. So we're gonna need more land. It's actually a lot more land here, but we want to buy some land. So we're thinking about doing that. Uh, the people who owned this property before us, maybe like about 20 years before we got here, right? Because the house was empty for a while when we bought it, when we got it. I guess they had a garden back here, and as you can see right there, you can see where the bricks are at. Where they were, that brick was like under the soil, and then there's actually red bricks under that. And I know why that is because I tell you all the time. You see that that's a shed, my neighbor's shed, and under that shed, there's a hole, right, where the groundhogs have dug, and they live under there. So I guess the neighbor, the groundhog, depending on how long he's been there, I think he might have been trying to come through the fence and come under and try to get in here. You know how they can dig. And if you could see, it's probably a hole right there. See that hole right there? They would probably have been digging in that area, and so they were trying to keep them out of their garden for years. So they did that. Now I pulled that one up. You know what I'm saying? But I can always put it back. But I left the red ones, and I put soil. As you can see, there's a soil. I put soil on top of that area, so I can still grow in the soil there, right? So I'm gonna plant some. I'm gonna plant a few things. Some stuff that grow in shallow, that don't need a lot of deep roots. I'm gonna plant a few things like that there. And we going like I said, I'm so excited about getting ready to grow. As you guys can already see, I got my scallions out here. Look, they looking beautiful. I'm growing a lot of scallions. These are just the scallions. The onions over there are actually the bulbs. Okay, now everybody, if you don't know, onions are biennial. They take 2 garden seasons to get their bulbs. So we're gonna have to keep them in there for a little while. Uh, Unfortunately, I put it in the area, the new ones. I mean, the old ones I had in there for a while. I put it in the area where it's not a lot of deep root, and I wasn't thinking as a gardener when I first did it. It's gonna need, onions need deep soil to grow. So I'm gonna put a little more soil in that area, so they have room to grow up. You know what I'm saying? So if it can't grow down root wise, it can grow up. And so I'll put some more soil over it, cover it up a little bit, and like I said, I'm super excited. I really want to be out here, and I really want to be, uh, planting my hotter climate plants. Over here, I got a couple of pots over there that I actually uh, got ready. I repurposed the soil, right? Put some organic matter in there, some eggshells in there, right? So it's ready to grow, and it's just that, and it's like I said, today's gonna be beautiful. It's already beautiful out here today. Tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful day, right? But unfortunately, on Wednesday, the cold will be down to 32, and that's freezing temperatures. And I could actually technically put my plants in here now and then bring them in the house for that day, and then take them back outside. You know what I'm saying? Then they gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? So I could technically sit here and do and put those warmer climates in plants in there. Um, but I think I'm gonna wait just in case, because when you look, like, sometimes when you get the seed package, people don't know, you can just read the back of the seed package out, you know what I'm saying, and it'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, how to what season you're supposed to plant in. So usually the hotter climate plants, they suggest that you're not planting until like May and June, you know what I'm saying. So we're still in April, so I'm trying to be patient, you know what I'm saying, trying to be patient as we try to continue to plant life right. Here's the thing, it's funny how we used to do this, just to eat healthy, just to be gardeners, you know what I'm saying, just to have our own organic fruits and vegetables, and it's turned into something that um, is very necessary for our communities, right, for our ecosystem, right, um, just even to offset the prices of the grocery stores, right? The inflation that's going on, right? Everybody should learn how to grow at least something that they like to eat, right? I don't care what it is. If you like to eat a specific something, you should learn the skill of growing that particular fruit or vegetable or whatever it is that you like, right? Whether if you need a certain herb that's good for your body, right? No matter what you got going on, you got certain, you can look up herbs and you can look up their properties and see what they're good for, and you can grow that as well. So that's another thing why people should learn how to grow. Um, the funny thing is that when you talk about growing in areas, you also got to think about, outside the garden, outside the garden, growing in your relationships, growing with how you respond to certain situations, because in life you'll just keep taking the same test over and over until you pass it. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that you might just be responding wrong. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might be coming at you the wrong way, and you might go off, or you might, you know, you know, catch an attitude, right? And negative and negative is, you know what I'm saying? If somebody hits you with some negative energy and you hit them back with negative energy, right? I know it seems like it's easy to want to be revengeful, or to let people know, to give people that edge, that you got the edge to yourself, so that people won't, think you're a pushover, so they can continue to bother you. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's a thin line between love and hate, and it's a thin line between wrong and right reactions to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm dealing with it every day of my life, trying to grow in that area, right? Trying to figure out, how should I respond, you know what I'm saying, when people treat you funny, or when people disrespect you, or when people don't appreciate you, or when people overlook you, when people forget what you've done for them. We live in a time and day and age where people are quickly to forget, how you've been there for them, how you held them down, how much you love them, right? People take people for granted all the time. You know what I'm saying? And hurting people hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the channel, y'all. And like I said, this is the Conscious Growing Garden channel, where we try to grow not just in the garden, right? Not just in the garden, but in every area of our life, right? Right there, y'all can see I got a few carrots in there. There's some red mustard greens growing in there too. We got some cabbage. We got some kale. We got some red velvet lettuce. We got some Paris Island lettuce, right? Just a few things. Some mustard greens, some microgreens, some asparagus in here, right? So we just growing a multitude of different varieties of plants. Okay, sometimes we'll grow the same thing, but it'll be a different variety, right? And sometimes people don't understand there's a variety of different type of plants that you can taste and grow and eat, right? That will really expand your palate, right? And I tell people as well, when it comes to dealing with people, right? There's a variety of ways that you can handle people, right? But if you continue to handle a person in a certain way, and it's not they're not getting the gist of what you're doing, then you should try to maybe change your tactics with them, right? Like when somebody treats you funny, if you always get angry at them and go off on them, and they continue to do it, so obviously one or two things: either they're not responding to what you're doing, or they're not picking up on it and learning anything. You know what I'm saying? And they're not learning the tactic of how to treat you, right? Sometimes you got to ask yourself: is the learning curve that you're going through with these people, is it for you or is it for them? Maybe it's for both. Maybe the person needs to learn a lesson on how to talk and treat people, and maybe you're the person to teach them that. But maybe you are your character is being questioned and questioned too on how you deal with people who are lost in that area and don't know how to communicate, don't know how to, talk to people, you know what I'm saying? And maybe you can, what I'm saying, wisen them up or wake them up to how they really are. Because some people don't even know they a certain way. And some people just like, I'm just who I am, you know, and you just got to be careful with that because everybody ain't everybody's cup of tea. Even though tea is medicinal, okay? Excuse me, I said medicinal. Tea is medicinal, but it's not. But everybody ain't everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find, you know what I'm saying, that right ingredients, right? And that's that same ingredient which is in your. When we talking about, are we talking about tea or are we talking about people? Are we talking about vegetables or are we talking about humans, right? Well, you need a little bit organic humus to grow, right? And humus is not too far from human, right? And when you get the organic humus, which is manure, right, that helps with the growing of plants, right? And then the plants come along, right, and they give out fruits and vegetables and things of that nature, and then the human eats it, right? So we all connected, right? We're all connected together, and you have to find that thin line. That's why I said there's a certain amount of serenity, a certain amount of peace, and a certain amount of you can hear, you can think clearly when you're in nature. You know what I'm saying? We get bottled down so much in our house, in our home, in our jobs, our careers, right? Uh, we got the family, the kids, right? We got so many things that we're dealing with daily, right? That we don't hardly get any time, to spend into positivity, right? We sitting around worrying. We're you know what I'm saying, we're upset because things aren't going our way. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes that leads to people mishandling people and mishandling certain situations. You know what I'm saying? That could be handled differently. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit more tactfulness and a little bit more patience, right? So somebody has to be the patient one. It's always going to be somebody that's going to be the upset one. So it's going to be somebody that's going to be the loud one, the know-it-all, right? Somebody's going to be the insecure one, right? That's not sure of themselves, right? We got all different flavors, right, of emotions, right, that we got going through our bodies, right? But to find serenity and peace in a time where the chaos is what the rest of the world is putting out. You know what I'm saying? These so-called leaders, I believe that they believe in chaos and they think they're going to get some kind of order out of it. And a lot of times that's driving a lot of people anxiety and temperament out of control, right? Uh, people are quick to say things that out of anger that they don't mean, even more now, such more now than before, right? And so how we find the middle ground, right? And I found that a lot of times out here in nature, like when everything is chaotic in my home, or when everything, when it seems like I can't find a structure of peace within things that I'm going through that day, right? Sometimes just coming out in the garden and just, or just talking with you guys on the channel and speaking about these things, right? And letting it just flow naturally from my spirit, right? It gives me tranquility and peace, knowing that there's a better way and a road to take. That that sometimes when somebody says something that can cut you, you know what I'm saying, you can just turn and walk away from it. You don't even have to respond, especially if you know what kind of person you are. You know what you've done to that person or been to that person, right? Some people get in their feelings and they just, they just, you know what I'm saying, they just say things that, because, like I told you, like I said before, there's so many things in this world going on, and you got more people being upset now. Excuse me, y'all. You got more people being upset now over trivial things than ever before. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm talking to you and you understand where I'm coming from, you might be going through this. Heck, you might be the person with all the anxiety and the loud mouthing and talking to anybody else that in your household this kind of way, or you know what I'm saying, or you might be the boss at the job that people don't like you and you don't understand why. And you so snippy at everybody all the time, and it might be because you're scared. You might be have some internal insecurities about yourself that you scared that you know what I'm saying, this might be it for you. So you got to be tougher on other people, and I tell people all the time, sometimes you got to take a look at the person and get to know them, evaluate them from what you can, and have that discernment about them, because sometimes you can get more out of somebody being nicer than them than you can being mean, right? The saying is you can catch more bees with honey than you can with vinegar. But our first go-to mostly is, is always usually something low vibration or some nagging energy or some, what I'm saying, some type of control. When we feel like things ain't going right, we got to grasp control of it, right? And so that a lot of times, people don't realize that's a form of treating people, underneath their capability, or not trusting them. And don't get me wrong, trust ain't something easy to come by. You know what I'm saying? You just can't just give somebody your trust. That's something that's really earned. You know what I'm saying? But we have people around us that we can trust, right? And in time and days, this time and day and age, you can trust the people, but you'll sit up there and act like you can't. You know what I'm saying? I see so many people falling out over politics. I see people falling out over money, right? I see people, family members not connecting together. I've been in I witnessed it in my own family, not connecting together. You know what I'm saying? Because of the anxiety it's just like it's like filling the whole planet, right, with worries and concerns, right? I mean, from political crap to racism to, to people, lying to us, and and people believing one. Some people taking one side, some people taking another side. They try to find a way to divide us as American people, and that breaks the nucleus of the family down. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna have a family? How you gonna have a structure and a solid foundation when they trying to find on every curve? They're trying to find a way to divide us, right? Divide us because of our color. Divide us because of our pockets. Divide us because of our religion. Divide us because of our politics. Divide us because of our how we think, right? How we operate, right? Divide us because of finances, right? Like economically, right? I mean, they always find a way the rich and the poor, right? The black and the white, right? The Muslim, the Christian, right? The atheist, the spiritual person, right? The vegan, the carnivore, right? When will we learn that there's a medium and a balance between all of us, like the yin and the yang? See, the yin and the yang, they understand how to go together in perfect harmony and peace, right? Like a husband's supposed to be with his wife, or like a woman's supposed to be with her man, or like a mother's with her child, right? Or how a father's with his, with his baby girl, or how he is with his son when he's the old chip off the old block, right? We've lost these American values because our own leaders have shown nothing but disdain and unencouragement for their own communities and their own people. We have to be careful who we put in charge and who we let, come before us, with putting stuff in our ears, with what we visualize and what we see, right? And this pertains to us as people, as an adults. And I haven't even got to the fact that our children are seeing all of this. They can feel the anxiety in the home. They can feel the tension in the home. They can feel the wayward spirits. Sometimes they can hear the arguing and the fussing and the fighting. Right? We have got to find a place of tranquility, right? And every now and then, somebody just got to be the bigger person and be like, you know what, it ain't even worth it. That's whether that's when you're at your job, or when you're in the drive-thru when somebody being mean to you, or you waiting for customer service and they're not being very customer servicey. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of things that we deal with in a day. You could be having a beautiful day and just one little event from one person with a negative vibration, right? You can't allow that person to destroy your whole day. You would forget about you. You was just singing a song in your heart. You was just humming through Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And you just needed some customer service, and you didn't get it. And they were playing around, or they wasn't. They was acting like they didn't want to help you, or you asked somebody for some help and couldn't get it, and somebody got smart with you at the customer checkout, and you was just super happy, just less than 5 minutes ago, and you found somebody to be able to throw you off that in a matter of seconds, right? Sometimes it's best. Sometimes at times, when you become, sometimes we want to face and tell people about themselves and get them straight when they right there in that moment when they do stuff. Sometimes it ain't even worth you bringing up the language and getting upset and telling them, because sometimes you could tell somebody something if they ain't learned nothing after you leave, all you did was tell them off. If they haven't really learned If you haven't been able to place any wisdom in them so that they can, the next person that come in there, they can treat them like they should be treated because you taught them something, then all the hooping and hollering and yelling at them, you might be getting it off, and they might, true enough, they might be well deserved to be told off, right? But if it's not changing who they are, you know what I'm saying, then you just hooping and hollering, and watch this, and now you've gotten yourself upset, you adding more anxiety to the world, right? And what the world needs now is more love, right? We got enough hatred, we got enough bigotry, right? We got enough criminals, right? We got enough unpeaceable stuff in this country, right? We need peace and love. So, as I'm enjoying this beautiful day, y'all, I'm going to. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You know, I'm in the mid. I'm stagnated between the middle of being able to grow, right? Having everything prepared, ready, right? But at the same time, like I said, on Wednesday, the temperature's going to drop back down to 32, which is freezing. And I could easily put these plants in here and just put a piece of plastic over it for those days, and it'll be fine. So I tell you what, let's do it. Right? Let's do it. Let's just do it. I mean, we already got the all three of these pots, right? This one got broke up this summer. I mean, in the winter it got messed up a little bit, but it's still usable, it's still growable, and you can still grow in here. All of these are ready to go. Like I said, all they need is the seeds put in there and just a little bit watered in, and they'll be fine. The organic and shells are in there. I did this yesterday, so that I wouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying, be out here trying to get it done, today. And I mean, you guys could actually watch me do it, but it's simple. You just put the soil. You make sure that the holes in the bottom of the pots are confirmed. Okay, I did that. You got to put the holes. These are old, so they got holes in the bottom of them. So you have the drainage. You make sure you put some organic matter, okay, in the bottom of it, which is usually some compost that I keep, right? And compost is nothing but old food, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, for those new gardeners. When I say the word compost, I'm just talking about some old food clippings, right? Some old food clippings. It could be. Sometimes it could be anything. It could even be stuff from of old food, old stuff from outside. Right? It could be grass clippings. It could be. I overwinter my soil sometimes with using leaves and grass clippings, right? Things of that nature. I don't throw that stuff away. I put that in my compost as well, right? We put coffee grounds in there for a little bit of nitrogen and plus the smell. We have a lot of animals, right? Coffee grounds sometimes, cover the smell up. People know about that. People have seen that on shows where people trying to, smuggle drugs that use coffee grounds. So coffee grounds do cover the smell up, even from the plants. And so animals tend to, they don't tend to see as much as they use their smell, sense of smell to to go after food. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get some. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back. We're gonna grab some seeds. We're gonna grab a few seeds. We're gonna get them in here, and we're gonna show you guys what we're talking about. All right? Give me 1 second. I'll be back.